A gracious greeting shows you new Indian acquaintances that you're committed to being respectful and courteous. The traditional Indian form of greeting is namaste, which literally means I bow to the divine in you. The namaste is used for good, for taking leave and also seek forgiveness. Men shake hands with men when meeting or leaving. Men do not touch women when meeting or greeting. Western women may offer their hand to westernized Indian men, but not normally to others. Traditional Indian women may shake hands with foreign women, but not usually with men.
Greeting your Indian business colleagues with a namaste is considered a compliment. It sets the right tone for the rest of the meeting and shows that you've taken time to understand Indian exchanges. So offering a handshake isn't looking down upon you. In fact, many Indian business people offer the handshake to show that they're familiar and comfortable with greeting foreigners. However, if the greeting is a demonstrate and so reciprocate, Indian colonists take that as an equivalent of a cold fish handshake. We know that a nod and a shake of the head are the universal ways of saying yes or no. However, in India, it's a close side-to-side head nod usually means yes. Here is a small video that explains it more in detail.
Indian nod. This one. You must pay attention to two things: the position of the eyebrows and the speed of the nod. The mid-brow. This means alright or fine. The faster the nod, the more fine it is. The low brow. This indicates being in agreement, although not fully convinced. The lower the brow and the speed of the nod, the higher the unconvincedness. Is that even a word? Next, the high brow. This shows certain high levels of agreement that the yes nod can never provide. It's more like, oh yeah, or bring it on. The higher the brow and bigger, the more the excitement. A word of caution. The nod can also mean other expressions: appreciation, sarcasm, or the person could just be dancing.
After a meeting, do say thank you and extended both hands can be used, but remember that thank you, please, sorry as phrases can not use often. Do not offer and accept business cards with your left hand. Try to do so with your right hand. Hindus and Muslims believe passing hands use your left hand is unclean. Use your right hand. Do avoid making direct eye contact. It is a sign of respect to look away from someone's face. Avoid any other physical contact other than a handshake between males and females. Whistling and winking is considered sexually suggestive. Any pointing of the finger during greeting should be avoided because it has an accusatory connotation. Do not place hands on hips. It is considered an argumentative posture. We know that Indians back on with their hand or palm turned down and point the chin of fingers. Touching ears or holding ears is a sign of sincerity or reverence. Removing shoes when entering a home is a sign of respect, and if you touch another person's shoes, it is important to apologize. But the worst of them all has to be the courteous. When thinking your thumb from the back of your upper front teeth towards someone is seriously nasty in India and Pakistan, and simply you. Do not do this sign. It will likely get you allergic from any phrasing of things not welcome back.
Do not wrap gifts in white or black colors, which is considered unlucky colors. Do use bright colors such as green, red, yellow. Do feel free to give money or check for any occasions. Make sure to give an odd number value. For example, 101 instead of just 100. Seems to be something good luck. Do not give Hindus gifts made of leather. Don't give Muslims gifts are made of pig skin or any alcoholic soda. Do give gifts with both hands. Gifts are not normally opened in the presence of the giver. Gifts are not normally accepted at the first meeting. gifts may be given once a relationship develops. The Canadian gift we chose to give as a souvenir is moose or maple leaf sculpture. Indian gift we chose to give to them is Radha Krishna painting.
India's two official languages are Hindi and English, spoken by 40% of the population. The business language is English, and one can get by the city with only knowing English. However, it is good to know some of the language as it can impress your Indian colleagues, and it can give you a sense of what they are saying when they are conversing with one another. Here are some of the common everyday phrases. Repeat after me. I will be saying the Hindi translation followed by the English meaning. Hello. Namaste. How are you? Aap kaisi hain? If it's formal, or tum kaisi ho if it's more informal. A word of caution. Depending on the situation, if you switch up the two phrases, it may be considered impolite or even disrespectful. Fine. Theek. I'm fine. Main theek hu. Thank you. Dhanvayad. No problem. Koi baat nahi. Nice. Acha. What is this? Ye kya hai? Sorry. Maaf kijiye. Yes. Ha, if it's more casual, or gee, if you want to be more polite. No. Nahi. What? Kya or hai? Goodbye. Namaste. It is important to realize that many of the clothes we wear at home are not appropriate for India, either in terms of the climate or in terms of the culture. As far as the culture is concerned, India is simply not a country where one can safely go around dressed as most of us do in the West. So it's important to be familiar with the Indian dress code and the reasons behind it. Moreover, many styles of dress that are perfectly acceptable in the West are downright offensive to most Indians. Whether you believe it or not, in India, how you dress profoundly affects how people respond to you. It is much safer to dress a bit more conservatively. And don't look to Bollywood or fashion magazines for cues on how to dress. They have nothing to do with real life. You may be better off buying clothes once you arrive. A great excuse to go shopping. And clothes are so much cheaper than back home. For social meetings with business associates, you can wear conservative dresses or nice pantsuits, either Indian or Western style. Even though some places may be a bit more lenient, the important thing to remember is that your clothing should be respectful of the culture, no matter where you are. Dining etiquette in India is quite different to Western countries. There it is considered proper Indian etiquette to eat with your hands. This is how the majority of Indian people eat. It is tradition and part of the Indian culture. It is also an accepted part of the Indian etiquette. However, cutlery is used when attending fancy meals at restaurants. Indian etiquette and good manners vary from religion to religion. For instance, in North India, it is impolite to dirty more than the first two segments of your fingers when eating with your hands. Beef. The cow is considered a sacred animal by Hindus, and hence beef is not readily available in most restaurants in India. However, beef is eaten by some people in certain states, where the culture and weather patterns are very distinct from the rest of India. Do know it is rude for your host to not offer you food multiple times. Do eat at a medium pace, as it is important, as eating too slowly may imply that you dislike the food, whereas eating too quickly is rude. In some parts of India, if a diner finishes earlier than the rest, they may need to wait until everyone has finished to wash their hands. It may be considered rude to leave the table. Sometimes it may be acceptable, however they are expected to return to the dining area immediately after. In most parts, it is acceptable to leave after the elders have finished. This practice, like most others, is also going out of fashion. It is not necessary to taste each and every dish prepared, but you should finish everything on the plate as it is considered respect for served food, and food is sacred. Someone insisting you for trying a dish or serving special dishes in access is considered as a sign of affection towards you.
Hindus that cutting nails and hair on Saturday brings bad luck. Hindus believe that it's inauspicious to cut hair and nails on Saturday because anger is fun and Saturn, which then brings bad luck. Oh shit, it brings luck. We are not making up shit if we tell you that crochet is considered lucky. Hindus believe that crochet brings lava. Keeping onions and knives under your bed will drive away bad dreams. An onion and knives is kept under a newborn child's bed to drive away bad dreams. It is also believed that placing an onion under your pillow while you're sleeping will bring you great insight when dreaming about who your future partner and what life will be. You lose your well if you shake your leg. Shaking legs is not just a sign of nervousness, it also drives away your wealth. It is believed that if you shake your leg, prosperity will flow away from you. That explains why we are so broke at the